Does it feel like your school day goes this slow? Well, here are 5 proven ways to solve that problem. Welcome to Capo TV, the channel that explores why school fails and looks at ways you can take control of your own education. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, leave me a comment down below answering this question: how do you make school go by faster? This first one I used all the time in school. I even used it in all the jobs that I've ever had. Don't look at the clock. This tip is going to be on any list like this just because it is so fundamental to making time go by faster. Now there's a reason that I put this one at number 1. First of all, because it is so fundamental. But also, if you just do this one, don't look at the clock, time's not really going to seem to go by any faster. You need to combine it with some other things to make it really shine. See, that doesn't really do much, because as soon as you snap out of it, you're going to glance at the clock and realize that only a minute's gone by. Try not to stare off into space. No, what you really have to do is occupy your mind with something else, something that doesn't have anything to do with time. The old cliche is that time flies when you're having fun. Well, that's because when you're having fun, you're not worried about how much longer you have to have fun. You just like having fun in the moment. So staring off into space isn't really a distraction for your mind. And remember, I'm speaking from personal experience. Anytime that I've stared off into space, I've only found that a couple of minutes have gone by. Let's get into the meat of it here with number 3. Pay attention and do the work. Now I hear some of you asking, Capo TV, why would you tell us to pay attention and do the work when you've told us time and time again that the work is meaningless? That's a fair argument. A lot of the work that you do in school is meaningless, and I'm not going to step back from that position. But at the same time, remember, this list is about how to make school go by faster. So, if you're not looking at the clock and you're not staring off into space, you've got to occupy your mind with something. And the most productive thing in school to occupy your mind with is whatever work that the teacher gives you. It's not that difficult to get really good grades in school if you just pay attention and do the work. Now, I'm not saying that the work that you're doing is necessarily high quality content, but it is distracting and it will make time go by faster for you. And like I've said before, while you're part of the school system, if you just do what you're supposed to do, the bare minimum what you're supposed to do, they're going to stay off your case, and then you'll be free to do whatever else you want to do. Not only do you have to pay attention and do the work in class, you've also got to be an active listener. Now here's what I'm getting at. If you've got a teacher who actually knows their subject matter and teaches the class, that is, they communicate the knowledge to the class through a lecture before they give you a worksheet or whatever, then you have the opportunity to ask an open-ended question that could lead to a classroom discussion that is likely to burn up 45 minutes or more of the class. This will work in any class, but it works especially well in language arts or history, classes like that where things are somewhat open to interpretation, or at least they can have multiple perspectives. This is how I got through high school with straight A's and college with straight A's. Ask the questions. Even if you're not that interested in the subject, you can still ask an open-ended question as long as you're listening actively. You can even pretend to not agree with whatever the teacher's saying just to rile up some discussion. Just like if you pay attention and do the work, there is real opportunity for you to learn by asking open-ended questions. And if you don't learn anything worthwhile about the subject, well, at least you learned how to ask a good question. I think number 3 and 4 are the real stars of this list, just because they have the greatest opportunity for you to learn something. That's what I really want people to do, is learn something new every day. But number 5, yeah, this one's kind of just a last resort. If you want time to go by faster, here's what I used to do, and I still do it. Create something to look forward to after school. For me in high school, it was to go home and play video games. I just wanted to get my work done so I don't have to worry about it, then go home, sit down, log on, and level up. Now it wasn't like that every single day, so you could look forward to other things like going to Wawa, going over to a friend's house, you know, whatever. So that in those moments where you do look at the clock, you can at least say, oh, well, it's only this much time until I get to do X, Y, or Z. So there's my very basic take on how to make school go by faster. Like I said, they're all proven by me, Capo TV, plus I'm wearing a tie. Like, how can you not trust me? If you've got a technique that you use to make school go by faster, let me know about it down in the comments. And if you're not subscribed yet, why not? Just hit the button. It's easy. Then you can join the conversation and explore why school fails and learn about ways you can take control of your education. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.